Fala pessoal, estou aqui com a Riley Games, ela que é uma nadadora profissional nos Estados Unidos e ela inclusive tem vídeos que ficaram muito famosos na internet dando conta da sua experiência de ter competido contra um trans, o Lia Thomas, que inclusive quebrou todos os recordes em competição de natação feminina. How was to compete against a transgender in a swimming pool?
Right. First, let me give you a little background on myself. I started swimming at the age of 4 and all the way through college. So I've swam competitively for 18 years. It's impossible to put into words the amount of time and the sacrifices that you make to compete at that level. I've tried for the Olympics twice. I've done some really incredible things in my career. And so my senior year of college, we were told we would be competing against biological male Lia Thomas. Upon looking up who Will Thomas was as a male, we were able to see that William Thomas, which was his male name, was ranked 462nd among the men. Of course, transitioning to female, now Lia Thomas was leading every female in the nation. That first,
what a surprise!
Yeah, right. That first day of competition at our national championships, which is, of course, the meet where you have the fastest swimmers in the country come together and race. I watched on the side of the pool as Lia Thomas, again, swam to a national title, beating out Olympians, American record holders, the most impressive female swimmers of all time by seconds, by body lengths. So that next day of competition, Thomas and I competed against each other in the 200 freestyle. And you asked me how I felt. It felt like I was going into this race with my hands tied behind my back. It's impossible, even myself who's put in so much work, so much dedication, so much time, it felt impossible for me to beat this person who has male advantage. Males, of course, they have larger heart, larger lungs. Of course, they're taller. When you go through puberty as a male, there are irreversible advantages males are given, and that's obvious. It doesn't take a biologist or a scientist to know that males are advantageous when it comes to something that requires athleticism and strength.
If I can interrupt you just for a while, because people who say that transgender competing against women is something that the science proves that is something that is fair. Can you tell us about, from the point of view of the biology, if this is really fair? What does the science tells you about that?
We have science that tells us that is not true. Science has evolved in a way where we now know even a year, 2 years, 3 years on hormone suppressors, it does not change or it changes your testosterone levels, but it does not make them computable to the levels of a female. The average female's testosterone levels is anywhere from 0.8 to 1.2 nanomoles per liter. The average male is 20 times higher than that. So even with these men reducing their testosterone levels, they're not reducing it enough to where it's fair. And even if they were to get to fair levels, there are still certain things that will never change with hormone suppression. Like I said, your heart size, your lung size. It sounds silly, but even the size of your throat. Men have a 40% larger throat than women, which is a huge factor to success in swimming. Of course, you want a larger throat to get more air into your body to oxygenate your muscles. So science tells us this is not fair. And I also think it's kind of ironic that the same people telling us to follow the science, this is the same people who told us that during COVID. And look at what's happened there. These people are not following the accurate, real, unbiased science. There is simply no credible medical professional whose expertise is in physiological development who would tell you that men can be computable with women, even with testosterone suppression.
Other thing is, this week here in Brazil, on March 8th, the most voted congressman in the last election, Nikolas Ferreira, he made a speech in the Congress telling that women are losing space for transgenders, mainly in competition, in female competition. It's very curious that the opposite doesn't happen. You don't see a transgender woman that became a man competing against men, you know, in the MMA, UFC, or even soccer, whatever. But the thing is, what is happening now with Nikolas Ferreira is the left is trying to cancel him, trying to say that his speech was all about they say transgender phobia. Do you have something like that in US? What happened with you? The left also tried to cancel you in US?
Absolutely. I get labeled all the time as a transphobe or a bigot, or I'm so hateful and I'm not inclusive, and what I'm doing is not kind. But in reality, it's not inclusive to allow these men to compete with us. It's exclusive. We're excluding female athletes. It's not kind to do this. And these exact comments that people comment all the time on my social media, this is the exact reason why more people who are in my position aren't speaking out. I know how my competitors felt. I know how Leah Thomas's teammates felt because I've had great conversations with them. And they feel exactly how I feel, but they're so scared to talk about it because they don't want to be canceled. And I saw that video and I thought it was incredible. He was kind of making a mockery of the people who are making a mockery of women. Trans women who think womanhood is about long hair and makeup and heels and dresses. That is not what womanhood is. And it's offensive. It makes a mockery, especially in sports, of everything that I've dedicated my entire life to. Women are more than just a testosterone level, and we're more than just the hair and the makeup and the dresses.